back to my channel. I'm Jen at KetosisMom. Today is going to be a sponsored video by Rebag. I will get to more information about them, but just so you guys know, they are offering a 10% off of anything that they have in their Rebag store. For all of you at any time, you can use this QR code in order to get over there. I will also link that link for you down in the caption. Today I'm on my week 24 of my Zepbound journey. I am currently on the 5 milligram of Zepbound on my week 24. I will go over week 23 results with all of you all and let you know what finally happened in that last week of my month that I was desperately needing to lose to have a net negative loss for the month of July. I will also go over GLP-1s in the news with Jen today, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start out today by letting you all know that this bag right here is from Rebag, and yes, they are offering all of you 10%. Make sure that you check that link down in the caption. One thing that I absolutely love about Rebag, and no, this is not in any type of script that they have given me, the referral link below is my own personal referral link that you will be utilizing. What I love most about Rebag is that these are used bags or pre-owned bags that you are then purchasing. This one that I have right here, I could not find a single thing wrong with this bag. When it came in, it was almost as if someone just left this bag sitting in their closet as a showpiece. I will be carrying this bag on my trip in Paris. We are going to be going to see the actual Mona Lisa. Cannot wait to carry this bag right up to the Mona Lisa with me for some great photo ops while we are in Paris. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about Rebag before we get started today.
Founded in 2014, Rebag is the authority in buying, selling, trading of luxury accessories, including handbags, fine jewelry, watches, and small leather goods. With over 50 designer brands and tens of thousands of items to shop from, Rebag gives you endless access to luxury. Rebag is my ultimate destination for refreshing my closet and also unloading some of my once loved items to swap out for new. With Rebag Plus, you get free shipping and returns, early access to products and sales, hello VIP. You get 2% a monthly bonus credit, boosting your purchase power by up to 27% in 12 months. And you also get 5% off of everything. And did I mention that your membership monthly fees are 100% part of your own contribution and store credit for you to use in your next purchase? That's exactly what I did here. And the best part is, if I turn around and resell it, I can also get up to 5% more on the resale through Rebag as well. Even with all that, membership is also not required, and here is a code for 10% off of your next purchase.
Anytime I can try to kind of what I call upcycle something, I love doing that. I also run a Lilly Pulitzer resale site on Facebook. I will put the link for that down in the caption below as well as a QR code if you would like to go see that. I am not a huge proponent of just buying new all the time. A lot of my personal LTK and also at Living Large and Lily on Instagram, I will try on things that are brand new in stores. Then I look for them on resale later, just so that we don't have clothes that are just going to waste, but they are upcycled each time. That saves me money, much like with Rebag as well. I am not a big proponent of going into all of these designer stores and spending all of my money. I would much rather wait and grab it from someone years later. This was a 2017 bag that I saw when I was in London with my husband. I wanted one of the Masterpiece collections from Jeff Koons really, really bad when we were in London, but I was not going to buy it brand new. From there, I wanted to wait, and I'm really glad that I did. This was a really amazing price for this piece. Looks brand new, comes with the dust bag, comes with everything that you need. It even had some extras on it as well, as far as little tidbits over on the side. So I've been really pleased with my own personal kind of upcycling of different brands. And if that's something that you look to do to be more sustainable and environmentally friendly as well, then Rebag or even my Lily Resell group might be for you. I'm going to start this week off with my week 23 results because I feel like that's what a lot of you are really wanting to know. Did I finally actually lose weight for the month of July? The answer is yes, I did. It was not quite as much as I wish I would have been able to get off. I know that a lot of people were really excited for me to go from the 2.5 milligram up to the 5 milligram because we really all thought that on the 5 milligram, maybe my Cosentyx injection week of gaining might subside a little bit, or that weight might come off a little bit faster so that I don't have just 1 week in the month that I'm actually losing real weight. That unfortunately was not the case this last month. I have let both the Weight Watchers Clinic doctor as well as my local endocrinologist know how kind of the last month has gone. If you guys recall, my local endocrinologist said that she wanted me to remain on the 5 milligrams for a total of 3 months, as long as I had lost a 5-pound weight loss within those 3 months. She did not want me moving up to 7.5 milligrams. However, my Weight Watchers Clinic doctor said continue to log my weight each week multiple times for her so that she can kind of trend this around my Cosentyx injection. Last month, I gained almost 4 pounds with my Cosentyx injection, which was a little more than I was typically gaining. I think I was typically gaining around 1.8 up to 3.6 maybe each month with Cosentyx. And then of course it was taking about 2.5 weeks to get that weight back off. I'm happy that the weight from Cosentyx is coming off and not continuing to add on and gain. That's fantastic. However, I do know that for people that are paying for this out of pocket, even if you're paying for compounds, these drugs, that was a bird that just hit the window. Sorry. These drugs are expensive, and even for me, where I get them $25 with my insurance, I also kind of question, should my insurance continue to pay for something that's really not quite working how it should be? I also feel like I need to stop telling all of you that I'm going to stay on this level forever, because I think that I'm in fact jinxing myself, and that might be why it's not working. So I need to just zip my mouth on what level I'm staying on from now on. I would like to still stay on the 5 milligrams. So both doctors have agreed I'm going to do an additional month on the 5 milligrams. We're going to see what next month brings before we start talking about if we're going to make decisions to move up or not. A lot of people at this phase right now would just go ahead and move up. And that's what I'm seeing on a lot of the forums, a lot of the Facebook groups. Once people have a month where they've only lost, like I did, my week 23, I lost 1.6 pounds. So on the 5.5 milligrams, after the Cosentyx weight came off, then the last week of the month, which is when I really am able to lose, 1.6 pounds was what I ended up netting as loss for the entire month of July. Most people, when they see like they're not losing, go ahead and bump up. I'm a little bit different because I have a different scenario going on here. You know, I technically lost the 4 pounds from the Cosentyx plus an additional 1.6 pounds. So total, we're looking at 5.6 pounds for the month of July that I lost from gains from my Cosentyx injection. However, netting is only 1.6 pounds. I did also go back with my Renpho measurement tape because I want to see how am I measuring after the month of July as well. My arms are smaller. My legs are smaller. This wonderful chin of mine is getting smaller. However, because I do have a SIBO flare up right now, my stomach right here is still very swollen and kind of poofed out. Therefore, my abdomen and my waist has not shrank. It is still staying the same size, even though my weight is going down. What's very interesting about this, and something that I'm going to have to discuss with my GI specialist, is as my weight goes down, the more this expansion up at the top of my stomach appears to be poking out more. And I'll stand up and show you guys. I don't care. So of course, just standing normally, it's very hard to see, especially face forward. However, if I turn to the side, you can definitely see that I have this, it almost looks as though I'm pregnant right here. And this is hard. This entire area here, it is not soft at all. The entire area is rock hard. So I don't really know what to do about that. This, unfortunately, is basically a whole separate battle. I mean, Zepbound's not going to take care of whatever is making this rock hard up at the top. I believe that it is likely due to hernias or also possible scar tissue from having my gallbladder removed. Then after I had my gallbladder removed, I got pregnant again, which created the diastasis recti in the middle of your stomach, which allowed more of a hernia, more of the scar tissue to kind of push forward. And so every doctor that I've ever seen has basically just said, you're gonna have to wait until you've lost all the weight that you need to lose for us to figure out what we can realistically do about this. I have had endoscopies. We've attempted colonoscopies. I've had MRIs. I've had CT scans. I've had GYN ultrasounds, and nothing so far has been found. If there is a magical doctor here that is watching this and knows, please comment down below what else it is that maybe we should be looking at. I've done all kinds of scans. I'm also additionally, as you all know, waiting for the results of my Viome still. I just got something from them that said, hey, make sure you've registered your kit because we want to get you your results back as fast as possible. So I'm hoping that I can go over my Viome results with you all in the very near future. And I'll put those codes up again right here that you guys can use at Viome, as well as a link down below so that you guys can try to test out some things too. Again, I did the overall gut health for mine. Now I'm going to get into GLP-1s in the news with Jen, and this is probably my favorite thing to do every single week. I love looking at all the different news that pops up. A lot of it makes me giggle. A lot of it is just kind of like, well, yeah, duh. We've been seeing that for a while. One thing that I thought was really interesting this month, and you all know that pre-Zepbound, I was getting Chick-fil-A and Starbucks basically on a daily basis. And you all have commented down below before things that you were getting constantly and then you stopped once you started taking Zepbound. I would love to know if you all have stopped any additional things since then. Throw that up in a comment down below so that I can see some of the things that everyone is stopping throughout their entire journey. I will say that one thing I had stopped, or basically stopped, was soda. And now suddenly, on my 5 milligrams, I'm wanting soda again, which is another reason why I'm wondering if the 5 milligrams just doesn't work for me. I almost want to go back to the 2.5 milligrams because I feel like maybe it worked better. But another thing that was great in the news, Starbucks. Starbucks is reporting out that they are having losses. They are starting to do what a lot of our fast food industry does, where they're offering pairings, trying to get people to buy 2 items together to try to save money. Of course, the news has been kind of chalking this up to the fact that Starbucks is charging between $5 and $6 per coffee, and Americans have just had enough and they've stopped buying it. However, I am highly attributing my own personal money savings from Starbucks to the use of Zepbound and Tirzepatide on my behalf. I have had minimal Starbucks in my life since starting Zepbound, so the past 24 weeks. I would love to chalk up how much money I have saved just by not going to Starbucks, and I might do that before I post this video and then put it up right over here for you guys. I will trend, let's say I will trend the 3 months before I started Zepbound compared to the 3 months after I started Zepbound and put it up for you guys right over here. That is something that I don't think that Starbucks executives are taking into consideration as much as the grocery stores are. Grocery stores know that they're losing money. They said that 97% of Americans that are on these drugs, and I have the stats here, so I'm going to read them to you. 97% that are on weight loss drugs have lowered their grocery bills by 11% or more. They're not buying any of the sugary goodness, confectionaries, processed food anymore. They're going for all of the protein items. Sound familiar? They're going for all the whole foods. Also sounds familiar. And so grocery stores don't know what to do, as well as all of these brands who sell all of these snack type items. There is a 52% less buying of snacks and confectionaries, 47% less on baked goods, 28% less soda sales, 17% less booze, and we're in the middle of summer. That's probably their height season, but they are 17% down in booze sales and 13% down on processed food sales. They're saying that most people have lowered their budget by a couple of $100s that are on these medications. Now, I don't know if that couple $100s is because they're having to spend that money to obtain this medicine, which would be a nice offset. So if you've not started this medicine and you're not sure that you're going to be able to afford it, know that whatever you typically spend on groceries, you can take off about 11% of that because you're not going to be spending it on stuff that you just don't need to be eating anymore. You're going to be spending it on high protein items, whole foods, and things that you need to be eating, as well as drinking water. Unless all of a sudden it doesn't work for you and then you start wanting soda again like I did on the 5 milligrams. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below if you had previously stopped drinking soda and then after you got on a different titration, did you start wanting soda again? Tell me in the comments below. I feel like maybe I'm losing my mind a little bit. I feel like on the 2.5, I felt like I had a lot of like the inflammation coming back. I really thought on the 5, maybe that inflammation would start going down again. However, I feel like possibly on the 5 milligrams, my Cosentyx is having a battle royale with this 5 milligram Zepbound, and they are just battling so hard in my body that neither of them are actually doing what they should be doing, which is making my inflammation go down and my weight go down, and also controlling different kinds of cravings. I do probably need to send a message to my rheumatologist and just say, hey, could you look at this really in depth and just make sure that there's nothing in Zepbound that could be counteracting with something in Cosentyx in any way, shape, or form. Because these drugs are so new, nobody really knows what they counteract with outside of it's been reported that it counteracts with birth control pills. Blockbuster win has been with Novo Nordisk. Of course, they have CagriSema coming out. That is going to be what they call their new blockbuster drug. They are ready for it to come out. I believe that CagriSema is for the diabetic side. I also believe that it is a pill. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. But I believe that that's why Novo Nordisk believes this to be their next blockbuster, because it is in pill form. Speaking of the next blockbuster, and also if you guys watch me to know what kind of stock you should buy, Miss Pam, talking to you. Roche. Yeah, I would have never thought this. Roche is reporting out great results with what they have in their pipeline that is both a GLP-1 and GIP, just like Tirzepatide. However, they're also touting that they have what is called a GYM329 that they can combine with their drug that is specifically for muscle loss. This is something that we were discussing previously, that multiple different companies are combining the GLP-1 GIP with an additional drug that cuts down on the muscle loss side to just target fat loss within your body. So they think this is going to be huge. They're reporting out great results, and their stock price is only right around $40 right now. So if you have a little bit extra expendable funds, mind you, then I would probably maybe place a bet over in the stock market on Roche coming up soon. Even though Roche is reporting out great results and it would be a good buy, they are still saying, even though Eli Lilly's stock has dropped slightly, that all the way through the year of 2030, Eli Lilly's stock is going to be a good buy. So if you aren't really sure about Roche, but you are sure about the horse that we're all on, which is the Eli Lilly horse, then you can go ahead and toss those expendable funds over into Lilly, as they should be set through the year of 2030. I'm going to show you all my injection for today. I'm going to put it up right over here just so that you guys can see. It went into my left thigh today. I know there's been a lot of talk around which injection site works the best. And again, as I always say, this is so individualized and everyone's body is going to react differently at every single different titration level, at every single different injection site as well. It could mean a difference of this much in the placement for some type of different result to take place as well. I personally hate injecting into my arms. It feels the worst, I bruise the most, and I see the least amount of results when I inject into my arms. I also have noticed that I see the most amount of side effects if I inject into my abdominal area. I also just don't like injecting into my abdomen because I do have so many stretch marks because of how large I got when I was pregnant, that trying to find a piece of skin that is not scarred or damaged in any way is very difficult for me. So I just don't like doing it into my abdomen either. I give my thighs a rest on occasion and rotate to these other sites, even though I really don't want to. But I personally have seen the best results by injecting into my thighs directly. So last week I injected into my right thigh, and that was the only week that I truly had a net loss for the entire month of July. That was the only week that I also injected into my thigh. Surprising. So this week I injected into my left thigh. We're going to see how that goes. I'm not super hopeful with this because I'm already due for my next Cosentyx injection at the end of this week. So I'm trying to give some space between my Zepbound and my Cosentyx injection. It's actually due, I believe, either on Thursday or Friday, which is just tomorrow or the next day. But I'm going to wait on my Cosentyx and take it this weekend so that it's in the middle of me taking the Zepbound. So hopefully we'll get the Zepbound kind of working where it needs to go before we go behind that and inject Cosentyx behind it. I actually expect to give you guys a weight gain next week after injecting my Cosentyx on this weekend. And then I do these report outs on Wednesdays. So I look to have a net gain again next week. So I feel like I got this 1.6 pounds off to turn around, and it's potentially going to come back after I take my Cosentyx injection. So overall, for the entire month of July, I will potentially have a 0 loss or a net gain after my Cosentyx this weekend. I will let you guys know how that goes next week, of course. But if you guys have been trending, you guys know every single time I come back after Cosentyx, it's a minimal loss, a 0 loss, or a net gain each time. So I will see you guys next week. I appreciate you guys coming and watching every single week. I tried to keep this week short. Make sure that you go over and you check out Rebag and you utilize that 10% with them. They have some really great stuff. They also have an amazing membership that you can join, and then your membership money basically goes into an account and banks for you to be able to purchase something down the road in the future. I personally will probably use this for Paris and then might even turn around and put it back on Rebag and consign it again. It's a really great way to just keep things in rotation instead of constantly always buying new. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button as well as the bell. It lets you know every time I post new videos. I will be posting a lot more review videos, which are short form reviews that also go up over on Amazon in my Amazon storefront. You can follow me on Amazon as well. Amazon.com/shop/KetosisMom. I like to review things. I'm very honest in my reviews. If it's not something that I really like or I really love, I'm probably not even going to put up a review about it. Or if there is something that I feel like a consumer that would need to know about the product before they purchase it, I will also place that into the video. Happy shopping, everyone, and happy weight loss. Bye, y'all.